ఇంటర్మీడియట్ విద్యారంగంలో అగ్రగామి మన ఎన్ఎస్ఆర్ ఇంపల్స్ ఎడ్యుకేషన్ ఇన్స్టిట్యూషన్. ఐఐటి, జేఈఈ అయినా, నీట్ అయినా తిరుగులేని విద్యా సంస్థ ఎన్ఎస్ఆర్ ఇంపల్స్.
Continuation to the next class is regulation of ventilation or breathing. Humans has the capacity to alter, humans has the capacity to change the ventilation or the breathing pattern as per the necessity of human, as per the body conditions of the human. This respiratory pattern, this ventilation pattern will be definitely changed by the involvement of the nervous system or the neural system. Specifically by the involvement of the neural system, specifically by the involvement of the nervous system, definitely we are able to alter as per the body condition. Definitely by the involvement of the human nervous system, we are able to alter the breathing pattern or the respiratory pattern. Then what are the centers which are present in the nervous system? What are the centers which are responsible for altering or for changing of the breathing pattern or the ventilation pattern in our body? Means respiratory centers. Respiratory centers are present in our brain. They are responsible for the change of the pattern of the breathing. Then what is the respiratory center? Means group of the neurons, which may be regulate contraction and relaxation of the breathing muscle for altering of respiratory rate or respiration, are collectively called as the respiratory centers. The group of the neurons which may be located in various parts of brain, which may be continuously sends the signals to respiratory muscle for regulation of the breathing, for altering of the breathing, are collectively called as the respiratory centers. Then what kind of the respiratory centers are located in various parts of the brain? Means one is the respiratory rhythmic center. Respiratory rhythmic center. Second one is the pneumotaxic center. Second one is the pneumotaxic center. Third one is the chemosensitive area. Fourth one is the chemoreceptors. So these are the four principal centers which may be present in various parts of brain, which may be responsible for the change of the breathing pattern or altering of breathing pattern. So of that, first one is the respiratory rhythmic center. Where that respiratory rhythmic center is present means it is present in the medulla oblongata. In the brain of the person, in the medulla oblongata, respiratory rhythmic center is present. Pneumotaxic center is present in the pons varolii of brain. Chemosensitive area is again present in medulla oblongata. Chemoreceptors are present in walls of aorta and carotid artery. Specifically, big sized blood vessels which are present in our body are said to be as the aorta. Again, in wall of the carotid artery, chemoreceptors are present for recognition of CO2 as well as the H plus ion concentration in the blood of the person. Of this four, the first center is the respiratory rhythmic center. Respiratory rhythmic center is present in medulla oblongata. Just assume this is the brain of the person. Again in the brain, this is the pons varoli. This is the medulla oblongata. Specifically, this is said to be as the pons varoli. This is the pons varoli of brain. This is the medulla oblongata. In the case of the pons varoli, pneumotaxic center. Pneumotaxic center is present in the case of the pons varoli. In medulla oblongata, respiratory rhythmic center. Respiratory rhythmic center is present in medulla oblongata. Just below to that, chemosensitive area. Chemosensitive area is present. Then at first, when we observe the functioning of respiratory rhythmic center, this is responsible for maintenance of rhythmic inspiration as well as expiration. Definitely, for about 12 to 16 times, inspiration as well as expirations have to be occur in 1 minute. At first, inspiration, if it is occurred, definitely inspiration must be followed by expiration. Expiration must be followed by inspiration. Means alternatively, rhythmically, inspiration and expiration have to be operated. So for that kind of the alternative inspiration and expiration, for that kind of the rhythmic inspiration and expiration, this respiratory rhythmic center is responsible. Then how that kind of the respiratory rhythmic center regulate alternative inspiration and expiration means, at first from respiratory rhythmic center, signals or motor information is gets generated from respiratory rhythmic center. That motor signals reaches to external intercostal muscles as well as to diaphragmatic muscle. Whenever the motor signals from respiratory rhythmic center, from the respiratory rhythmic center, at first motor signals are conducted to diaphragmatic muscles as well as external intercostal muscle. As a result of this, they may be contracted. In response to this motor signals, this two type of the muscles are gets contracted. By that way, that leads to the inspiration. With this contraction of muscle, definitely that leads to the inspiration. Means as long as from the respiratory rhythmic center signals are sent to these two muscle, definitely they may be gets contracted. By that way, during that inspiration is going on. Then for how many seconds this motor signals are continuously generated from the respiratory rhythmic center to conduct them to these muscles to occur the inspiration means for about 0.2 seconds. For about 0.2 seconds, this respiratory rhythmic center generate the motor signals and sends to the external intercostal muscle and diaphragmatic muscle to get a contract to occur the inspiration. At the end of 0.2 second, respiratory rhythmic center stops generation of motor signal and may not conduct that kind of the signals to this muscle. As a result of this, in absence of motor signals, this muscles starts to relax. If this muscles are gets relaxed, that must be leads to the expiration. Whenever this muscles are gets a contract, that leads to the inspiration. Whenever this muscles are gets relaxed, that leads to the expiration. Means at first respiratory rhythmic center becomes active, starts generation of the motor signals to this muscle, starts generation of motor signal and conduct that kind of the signals to these two type of the muscles at first. As a result of this, these two type of the muscles are at first gets contracted. By that way, during that inspiration is going on. So for about 0.2 seconds, respiratory rhythmic center continuously generate the motor signal, conduct it to diaphragmatic muscles and external intercostal muscle. By that way, they gets contracted. So that only for about 0.2 seconds inspiration is going on. After 2 seconds or after at end of 0.2 seconds, at end of 0.2 seconds, this respiratory rhythmic center becomes inactive. That stops generation of the motor signal. By that way, motor signals may not be conducted to the external intercostal muscle and phrenic muscle or diaphragmatic muscle. By that way, this muscles starts relaxation. By that way, that leads to the expiration. Then, in how many seconds this two type of the muscles are in relaxed condition? For about how many seconds this respiratory rhythmic center becomes inactive means for about 0.3 seconds under normal condition, respiratory rhythmic center becomes inactive. By that way, motor signals may not be gets conducted to the external intercostal muscle and diaphragmatic muscle. By that way they gets relaxes. By that way expiration is going on. In that way, again after at end of 0.3 second, once again respiratory rhythmic center is becomes active. Once again that starts sending the motor signals to this muscle. Once again inspiration is going on. In that way, for every 0.2 seconds, this respiratory rhythmic center is becomes active. That sends the motor signals to the external intercostal muscle and diaphragmatic muscle for about 0.2 seconds. By that way, during that inspiration is going on. Definitely at end of the 0.2 second, this respiratory rhythmic center is becomes inactive. By that way, expiration is going on. Expiration is going on up to the 0.3 second. Means for about 0.3 seconds expiration is going on during inactiveness of respiratory rhythmic center. During the activeness of this center, inspiration is going on for about 0.2 seconds. In that way, by becoming active and inactive alternatively, this respiratory rhythmic center is responsible to maintain inspiration and expiration alternatively. So this respiratory rhythmic center is responsible to maintain rhythmic inspiration and expiration because it undergoes the activeness and inactiveness alternatively. By that way it can maintain the rhythmic ventilation or inspiration as well as the expiration rhythm here. Second center is the pneumotaxic center. In generally, whenever the pneumotaxic center is becomes active, whenever the pneumotaxic center is becomes active means whenever in the person's body CO2 as well as H plus ion concentration is increases, whether that may be in cerebrospinal fluid, whether that may be in the blood of the person, if in the body fluids of the person H plus ion concentration as well as CO2 concentration if it is increases, definitely during that this pneumotaxic center is becomes active. Definitely whenever the H plus ion concentration is increases, whenever the volume of CO2 is increases in the blood of the person or in cerebrospinal fluid of the person, pneumotaxic center is becomes active. Then immediately that sends the inhibitory signals to the respiratory rhythmic center. Definitely whenever the pneumotaxic center is becomes active, that sends the signals to the respiratory rhythmic center to becomes inactive for some more time instead of 0.3 second. Sorry, instead of means here whenever the pneumotaxic center is becomes active, that sends the inhibitory signals to the respiratory rhythmic center to becomes inactive for some more time other than 0.3 seconds. Means in the influence of pneumotaxic center, respiratory rhythmic center may be in inactive for about 0.4 seconds or may be in inactive for about 0.5 seconds depending upon the concentration of the H plus as well as CO2 volume in the blood of the person. Means pneumotaxic center by sending inhibitory signals to the respiratory rhythmic center, it always decreases the duration of inspiration and increases the duration of expiration. For expulsion of CO2 which is present in the blood to the out, until that kind of the CO2 levels, elevated CO2 levels in the blood of the person are decreases to normal, until excess amount of the CO2 is eliminated to the out from the body, expiration is going on. Expiration is going on means if pneumotaxic center is becomes active, then expiration duration is increases, inspiration duration is decreases. It's always whenever the pneumotaxic center is becomes active, whenever the pneumotaxic center is becomes active means during emergency cases, whenever the CO2 as well as the H plus ion concentration is increases in the blood of the person or in the body fluids of the person, then only pneumotaxic center is becomes active. Then only pneumotaxic center sends inhibitory signals to the respiratory rhythmic center to kept some more time in inactive to increase the expiration duration for expulsion of excess amount of the CO2 from the body to out. At the same time, if expiration duration is gets increases, automatically inspiration duration is gets decreases. Means always pneumotaxic center increases the expiration duration and decreases the inspiration duration for expulsion of much more amount of the CO2 which is present in the body to the out here. Next, third center is chemosensitive area. Chemosensitive area, it is becomes active. It is becomes active whenever in cerebrospinal fluid CO2 as well as H plus ion concentration is increases. Whenever in the cerebrospinal fluid of the person CO2 volume is gets increases, H plus ion concentration is increases, then chemosensitive area which is present near to the respiratory rhythmic center is becomes active. Then immediately it sends the signals to respiratory rhythmic center to make a necessary adjustments to eliminate excess amount of the CO2 from the cerebrospinal fluid to the out. At first, naturally, normally, this chemosensitive area after becoming active, that at first sends the signals to respiratory rhythmic center to make a necessary adjustment for elimination of excess amount of the CO2 from the cerebrospinal fluid to the out. If excess amount of the CO2 is gets eliminated, automatically H plus ion concentration is gets decreases. So that only if in the person's cerebrospinal fluid CO2 volume is increases, H plus ion concentration is increases, then immediately chemosensitive area is becomes active, that sends the signals to the respiratory rhythmic center to make necessary adjustment to eliminate excess CO2 which is present in the cerebrospinal fluid. If in the case, though chemosensitive area sends the signals to the respiratory rhythmic center, if respiratory rhythmic center is not respond against to that signals from chemosensitive area, then only chemosensitive area sends the signals to pneumotaxic center directly. If in the case respiratory rhythmic center is not respond, in such case only chemosensitive area directly sends the signals to the pneumotaxic center, then pneumotaxic center sends the inhibitor signals to the respiratory rhythmic center. By that way, inspiration duration is decreases, expiration duration is increases. By that way, excess amount of the CO2 is eliminated to the out. In that way, chemosensitive area becomes active, then only when it is becomes active means whenever in cerebrospinal fluid of the brain CO2 as well as H plus ion concentration is increases, then only that becomes active. Normally at first that sends the signals to the respiratory rhythmic center to make a necessary adjustment for elimination of excess volume of CO2 from the cerebrospinal fluid to the out here. Next fourth type of the structures which may be present. Fourth type of the structures which may be present, they are said to be as the chemoreceptors. Chemoreceptors. Where chemoreceptors are present means in aorta as well as in carotid artery, that kind of the chemoreceptors are present. Just assume this is the heart of the person. This is the heart of the person. Again in the heart, this is said to be as the aorta. This is said to be as the aorta. Again this is the carotid artery. This is the carotid artery. Specifically in the wall of the carotid artery, in the wall of the aorta, chemoreceptors are present. Such chemoreceptors continuously monitor the H plus ion concentration in the blood of the person, CO2 level in the blood of the person. Definitely in the blood, other than normal volume of CO2, other than normal concentration of H plus, if they are present, means if the CO2 levels are increases, H plus ion concentration is increases in the blood of the person, immediately chemoreceptors detect that. Immediately chemoreceptors sends that information to the respiratory rhythmic center at first directly, then respiratory rhythmic center makes a necessary adjustment for expulsion of excess volume of the CO2 from the blood to the out to decrease the increased H plus ion concentration in the blood of the person. Means what I am saying here that this chemoreceptors which are present in the wall of aorta and carotid artery, they monitors CO2 levels in the blood of the person, H plus ion concentration in the blood of the person continuously. If the CO2 levels are increases in the blood of the person, H plus ion concentration is increases in the blood of the person, immediately they maybe becomes active. They sends the signals to the respiratory rhythmic center to make necessary adjustment to expel excess volume of the CO2 which is present in the blood to the out. Means as from the information from this chemoreceptors, respiratory rhythmic center also decreases the duration of inspiration, increases the duration of expiration for expulsion of excess volume of the CO2 which is present in the blood of the person. Here you should remember chemosensitive area as well as chemoreceptors, both of them are useful to monitor H plus ion concentration as well as the CO2 levels in the body of the person. But the principal difference is that this chemosensitive area always monitor CO2 and H plus ion concentration in CSF, in cerebrospinal fluid, to monitor H plus ion concentration as well as CO2 levels in the cerebrospinal fluid. Chemosensitive area is responsible. but chemoreceptors are responsible to monitor the H plus ion concentration and CO2 levels in the blood of the person. Definitely only in the blood of the person to monitor CO2 and H plus ion concentration, these chemoreceptors are responsible, but this chemosensitive area is responsible to get to monitor this H plus ion concentration and CO2 level in the cerebrospinal fluid. This is the regulation of ventilation. Next last topic in respiratory system of human is respiratory disorder. Sorry, go 2 minutes. Next continuation topic is respiratory disorders. Respiratory disorders means what are the diseases which are related to the respiratory system of human. What are the respiratory system related diseases is nothing but respiratory disorders. First one is the asthma disease is the first disease. Second disease is emphysema disease. Third disease is bronchitis. Fourth disease is pneumonia. So definitely, what are the respiratory system related disorders? What are the respiratory system related disorders means? One is the asthma disease. Definitely in this case, inflammation of bronchi and bronchitis. Inflammation of bronchi and bronchitis is taken place. Due to that reason, that leads to the breathing problem, that leads to the difficulty in breathing. During that, person may be forcefully inspired, person may be forcefully expire. During that, wheezing sound, a whistle-like sound gets delivered. A whistle-like sound gets delivered means, in the case of the asthma condition, due to the inflammation of bronchi and bronchiole, this asthma condition appears in the person, in which difficulty in the breathing is very commonly appear, and wheezing sound gets delivered during the inspiration and expiration. Definitely, what is the meaning of inflammation? Means swelling. Swelling of bronchi as well as bronchiole is said to be as the inflammation. Then what is the main reason for such kind of the inflammation of bronchi and bronchiole means? Whenever the allergens, what are the allergen? Whatever the foreign particle which may be causes hypersensitivity in our body, whatever the foreign particle which may be induces this allergic reactions in our body, they are said to be as the allergens. Whenever the allergens are entered into our body, either basophil cells or mast cells secrete specialized substances that is the histamine, that is the bradykinin. So these two substances together called as the inflammatory substances. Whenever the allergens are entered into our body, against to that kind of the allergen, basophil cells as well as the mast cells are becomes excited. They releases histamine as well as the bradykinins into our body. This histamine bradykinins causes smooth muscle spasm of bronchi and bronchiole. Means, what is the meaning of this spasm? Means a permanent contraction or contraction of smooth muscle which is present in the wall of the bronchi and bronchiole. If it is occurs, that is said to be as the smooth muscle spasm. Definitely histamines as well as the bradykinins causes over-excitation in smooth muscles of bronchi and bronchiole. As a result of this, they contracted for a longer period. As a result of this lumen of bronchi and bronchiole is decreases. Definitely whatever the smooth muscle which is present in the wall of the bronchi, if it is overly excited, if it is gets contracted for a longer period, if it is too far contracted, definitely lumen or diameter of bronchi is decreases. As a result of this airway is becomes as narrow. As a result of this, passing of the air from the atmosphere to the lung is becomes a difficulty, or from the lungs to the out, passing of the air is also becomes a difficulty. Means, because of due to the release of histamine and bradykinin, smooth muscles which are present in the wall of the bronchi and bronchiole, they overly becomes excitable. By that way, they may be gets contracted too far and they may be retains in contraction for a longer period. That is said to be as the muscle spasm, smooth muscle spasm. As a result of this diameter of the bronchi and bronchiole is decreases. They becomes narrow. Whenever smooth muscle is gets contracted, this diameter of the bronchi and bronchiole is decreases. By that way, the air passing way is becomes so narrow. By that way, that leads to the difficulty in the breathing. So, what are the symptoms of emphysema disease means? What are the symptoms of emphysema disease means? What are the symptoms of disease means? One is a difficulty in breathing. Definitely whenever the bronchioles are becomes narrow due to the contraction of smooth muscle, definitely breathing is becomes difficult in that particular person. Second one is the coughing. During that to voluntarily increase the diameter of that bronchi and bronchiole, person may be forcefully allows the coughing, means a continuous coughing is very commonly appear. During that, wheezing sound, whistle-like sound is gets delivered in that particular person. So symptoms of asthma condition is difficult in the breathing, coughing is very common, wheezing sound is also very commonly appear. This is the first type of the disease, that is the asthma condition. Second disease is emphysema disease. Before going to that, what are the drugs which may be used for the treatment of asthma? Means bronchodilators, and corticoids and antihistamine drugs and steroids causes the quick relief for the asthma condition. Bronchodilators, definitely whatever the substances which may be increases diameter of bronchi, they are the bronchodilators. Corticoids, again antihistamine, the drug which may be inactivate histamine and bradykinin, that is the antihistamine. Again steroids also causes the quick relief from that kind of the asthmatic condition. Second, emphysema disease. What is the emphysema means? Due to the cigarette smoking, elastic nature of alveoli as well as lungs are gets looses. The principal reason for loss of elasticity nature of the alveoli as well as lung means chronic cigarette smoking. This is mainly due to the cigarette smoking. Because of due to the continuous cigarette smoking, alveoli of lung loses elasticity nature. As a result of this, alveoli are gets folded, they gets collapsed. Cholecysts are collapsed, nothing but this alveoli wall is gets unfolded. By that way, this surface area for exchange of the respiratory gases, is gets decreases. Definitely whenever the alveoli wall loses the elasticity nature, this walls are becomes folded. By that way, surface area for exchange of the respiratory gases is gets decreases. If this kind of the alveoli, functional alveoli are gradually if they becomes non-functional, after some time around to that non-functional alveoli, fibrous connective tissue is gets formed here. Fibrous connective tissue is gets formed around to the non-functional alveoli. As a result of this, the weight of lung is becomes increases. Because of due to the formation of the fibrous connective tissue around to the non-functional alveoli, this weight of the lung is gets increases. As a result of this, lungs are becomes longer. Lungs are becomes longer with less number of the functional alveoli, with more fibrous connective tissue, with less elasticity nature. Definitely finally, lungs also becomes longer. Lungs also loses elasticity nature. Lungs are with very few functional alveoli. As a result of this, exchange of the respiratory gases is impaired. By that way, in the both atrial as well as venous blood, CO2 percentage gradually increases, oxygen percentage gradually decreases. Definitely, if this kind of the exchange of respiratory gases is taken place through the alveoli wall, continuously from alveoli O2 is diffuses into blood, CO2 from the blood is diffuses into alveoli. But if number of alveolus which are functional or decreases, functional number of the alveoli if it is decreases, rate of exchange of the respiratory gases is decreases. By that way, CO2 level in blood of the person, both in venous blood as well as arterial blood, CO2 level is increases, oxygen level will be decreases. Then what are the symptoms of emphysema disease means? What are the symptoms of emphysema disease means? What are the symptoms of emphysema disease? Means one is alveoli number decreases. Second one is exchange of respiratory gases. Exchange of respiratory gases rate is impaired. Third, lungs are longer with less elastic nature. Definitely lungs are becomes longer with less elastic nature because due to the increased fibrous connective tissue around to the non-functional alveoli. Then what is the drug which is more effective for treating of emphysema disease means? Alpha 1 antitrypsin. Alpha 1 antitrypsin is the more effective drug for treating of the emphysema disease. So this is mainly due to the cigarette smoking. Principle in the case of the emphysema disease, alveoli loses elasticity nature. By that way, exchange of the respiratory gases is gets impaired here. Finally, lungs becomes longer because of due to the increased amount of the fibrous connective tissue. The more effective drug to treat that kind of the emphysema disease is alpha 1 antitrypsin. Next disease is bronchitis. And then next disease is bronchitis disease. What is the bronchitis means? Inflammation of bronchi. Inflammation of bronchi is said to be as the bronchitis disease, either due to the infection of bacteria or due to the infection of virus or due to the infection of fungus. If this kind of the bronchi is gets inflamed, then that is said to be as the bronchitis. Means in this case, this bronchi wall shows the swelling because in this case due to the infection of bacteria, mucus cells which are present in the wall of bronchi, they shows the swelling and they starts over secretion of the mucus. Because of due to the infection of bacteria or virus or fungus, this mucosal cells of bronchi are becomes over excitable. They may be starts secretion of over secretion of the mucus into the lamina of bronchi. As a result of this lumen is filled with the mucus. As a result of this airway is impaired. As a result of this, atmospheric gas is not reaches to the lung very freely. Gas which is present in the lung is not gets delivered to the out very freely. In that way, due to the infection of bacteria, due to the infection of virus, due to the infection of the fungus, this bronchi gets inflamed. It means mucosal cells of bronchi are starts secretion of over secretion of the mucus. By that way, lumen of bronchi is filled with mucus. By that way, this exchange of the or airway becomes impaired, or respiratory passage becomes impaired. By that way, atmospheric air is not easily reaches to the lung, and from the lung, air which is present in the lung is not gets delivered to the out very freely. In this particular disease, what are the diseased symptoms which are appears means? One is the chronic cough. Continuously person maybe shows the coughing. Second one is the thick phlegm or mucus or sputum is expelled. Definite in this case, person maybe shows the continuous cough with thick phlegm, that is the thick mucus, that's also called as the sputum. In this case also, respiration or breathing becomes a difficulty to that kind of the person. So first disease asthma, second emphysema, third bronchitis. These three diseases principally obstruct airway. Principally they causes the obstruction to the air passage. So that only these three diseases together called as chronic obstructive pulmonary diseases. Chronic obstructive pulmonary diseases. So asthma, emphysema, bronchitis, these three diseases principally causes breathing problem in the person. These three type of the diseases includes breathing problem, because airways are becomes narrow in these three type of the diseases. So that only they are said to be as the together called as the chronic obstructive pulmonary diseases or COPDs. COPDs nothing but chronic obstructive pulmonary diseases. What are the chronic obstructive pulmonary diseases means? Asthma, emphysema, bronchitis. These three diseases together called as the chronic obstructive pulmonary diseases.